I am making a Sky Striker deck profile. I am mainly making this just because I managed to get the legendary modern decks and thought making a Sky Striker deck would be kind of fun. So, starting off with the monsters, there's very little. I play 3 copies of Sky Striker Ace Ray. Sky Striker Ace Ray has the effect that, as a quick effect, you contribute this card, special on a Sky Striker Ace monster from your extra deck to the extra monster zone. While this card is in the graveyard, if a face-up Sky Striker Ace Link monster you control is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card, then you can special on this card from your grave, or you can special on this card, and you can use each effect of Ray once per turn. Next, I play 1 copy of Sky Striker Ace Rose, where if a Sky Striker Ace monster is normal summoned, except for another Rose, you can special on this card from your hand. If an opponent's monster, an opponent's monster in the extra monster zone is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of your card effect, while this card's in the graveyard, you can special on this card, then you get the effects of one face-up monster your opponent controls at the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Sky Striker Ace Sky Striker Ace Rose once per turn. Then for the spells, which I'll say it now, is the rest of the deck. I play 1 copy of Reinforcement the Army. This lets you add either Sky Striker Ace Ray or Rose from deck to hand. 1 copy of Card Destruction, just to get more spell cards in the graveyard, as most, if not all, of the Sky Striker spells have additional effects if you have 3 or more spell cards in the graveyard. Next, I play 1 copy of Shark Cannon, 1 copy of Eagle Booster, and 1 copy of Lemnis Gate. Shark Cannon will let you target 1 monster opponent's graveyard, banish it, or if you have 3 or more spell cards in your graveyard, then you can summon it to your field instead with its effects negated. Eagle Booster will let you target a face-up monster on the field, so that target is unaffected by card effects this turn except for its own, and then it can't be destroyed by battle if you have 3 or more spell cards in your graveyard. And then one other thing I need to mention is that these can only activate so far these 2 can only activate while you have no monsters in the main monster zone. And Lemnis Gate, I forget what it does. Lets you target an equal number of Sky Striker Ace monsters and Sky Striker spells in your graveyard, shuffle them back to the deck. Then for every 3 shuffled back every 3 cards, you can return up to 1 card on the field to the hand. If a Sky Striker monster is special summoned to the field while this card's in your graveyard except in a damage step, you can banish this card immediately after this effect resolves. Link summon a Sky Striker Ace Link monster. And you can only use each effect of Lemnis Gate once per turn. Next, I play 1 copy of Sky Striker Maneuver Afterburner. Afterburners has the effect if you control no monsters in the main monster zone. You can target 1 face-up monster on the field, destroy it. Then, if you have 3 or more spell cards in your graveyard, you can destroy a spell trap on the field. Next, I play 1 copy of Hornet Drones. Hornet Drones will let you summon a Sky Striker Ace token. And then its attack and defense comes 1500 if you have 3 spell traps in the graveyard. They're not spell traps, 3 spells. Next, I play 1 copy of Triple Tactics Talent. This card can only be activated when your opponent has activated a monster effect during the main phase, but it'll let you use 1 of 3 effects, where you can draw 2 cards, look at your opponent's hand and shuffle a card back into the deck, or you can take control of an opponent's monster until the end of the turn. 1 copy of Harpy's Feather Duster to deal with the back row. 2 copies of Pot of Avarice. This lets you target 5 monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them back into the deck, then you get to draw 2 cards. Next, I play 3 copies of Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. Engage has the effect that when it's activated, you get to add a Sky Striker spell from your deck to your hand. And then if you have 3 or more cards in your spell cards in your graveyard, you can draw 1 card. Next, I play 3 copies of Sky Striker Mobilize Linkage. Linkage has the effect that if you control no monsters in the main monster zone, you cannot special summon the extra deck for the rest of this turn. After this effect resolves, except Sky Striker Ace monsters. Also, you can send 1 other face-up card you control to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon an Ace monster from your extra deck to the extra monster zone. And you have at least 1 light and 1 dark Sky Striker monster or Sky Striker Ace monsters on the field or in the graveyard. The summoned monster gains 1,000 attack. Which I believe that is meaning if you have Ray and Rose. Next, I play 3 copies of Widow Anchor. Widow Anchor has the effect that target 1 face-up monster, if 1 infected monster on the field, negate that face-up monster's effects. Then if you have 3 spell cards in the graveyard, you can 3 or more spells in the grave, and they can take control of it till the end of the turn. Next, I play 3 copies of Radiant Typhoon Vision. Radiant Typhoon Vision just lets you draw 2 cards, and then your entire hand will go to the graveyard, unless you discard another Radiant Typhoon card or a quick play spell. Next, I play 3 copies of Triple Tactics Thrust. Triple Tactics Thrust will let you set a spell or trap, a normal spell or normal trap from your deck if your opponent has activated a monster effect for that turn. However, unless your opponent controls a monster, then the set card, you have to set a normal spell or trap. But if your opponent controls a monster, then you can add a normal spell or trap from deck to hand. And then any cards set off of this card's effect cannot activate until the end of the next turn, or until the end of the turn. Don't know why I keep trying to add until the end of the next turn. Next, I play 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet. Forbidden Droplet lets you send any number of other cards you control or in your hand to the graveyard to then non-target negate the effects of monsters your opponent controls equal to the number of cards sent to the graveyard. And then your opponent cannot respond with the same card type, monster, spell, or trap, as any cards used into the graveyard to activate this card. So if you send a monster and a trap, your opponent can only respond with spells. Or if you send a monster, a spell, and a trap, then your opponent can't respond at all. Or, not your opponent, then neither player. Next, because this deck is meant to blind go second, I made 3 copies of Lightning Storm. As when you can activate this card from your hand, declaring either a monster or a spell and traps. You destroy all of those cards your opponent controls, with a slight catch being it only destroys special or your opponent's attack position monsters. Next, I play 3 copies of Dark Hole. This just destroys all monsters on the field. Then I play 3 copies of Raigeki. Raigeki lets you destroy all monsters your opponent controls. And that's it for the main deck. The only other thing I can think of for the main deck would be take out the 2 Pot of Avarice and then probably Dark Hole. And add 3 copies of Upstart Goblin, just so that then you're basically playing a 37 card deck. For the extra deck, I play 3 copies of Sky Striker Ace Kagari. Kagari has the effect that if it's link summoned, you can target a Sky Striker spell in your graveyard, add to your hand. It then gains 100 attack for each spell card in your graveyard, and you can only special summon. I'll get this part over with now. All the Sky Striker Ace Link monsters share the effect you can only special summon them once per turn. Next, I play 3 copies of Sky Striker Ace Shizuku. Shizuku has the effect that you can, when summoned, you can activate the effect, so during the end phase, you can turn a Sky Striker spell from your graveyard to your hand. And then all monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack for each spell in your graveyard. Next, I play 2 copies of Sky Striker Ace Hayate. The Hayate can only be special summoned once per turn. You can attack directly, then after damage calculation of this card battled, you can send a Sky Striker card from the deck to the graveyard. Let's see. You can use each effective monster once per turn. When a monster your opponent controls 2,000 more attack, activates this effect. Destroy Sky Striker 8 sleep monster your opponent controls. One attack is clear while Okay, next I play one copy of Sky Striker Ace Amatsu. Amatsu has the effect of, I already forgot, I apologize for that. When a monster your opponent controls with 2,000 or more attack activates this effect, quick effect, change that effect to destroy one Sky Striker Ace monster your opponent controls. And then, when an attack is declared involving this card and an opponent's monster, you can target a Sky Striker Ace monster you control, and one card your opponent controls, destroy them. And you'll use each effect of Amatsu once per turn. Next, I play one copy of Sky Striker Ace Zeke, one copy of Azalea, and one copy of Camellia. Okay. It has the effect... Zeke has the effect of, I don't remember how it works. When it's link summoned, you can target one face-up monster on the field and banish it till the end of the opponent's next end phase. And then once per turn, you can target one card you control, send it to the graveyard. If you do, Zeke gains 1,000 attack. Azalea has the effect of, if this card is special summoned, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. Then you have three or less spells in your graveyard. Send this card to the graveyard. Once per turn, at the start of the damage step, this card inflicts battle damage to. If this card battles an opponent's monster, you can banish a spell card from your graveyard, destroy that opponent's monster. And then Camellia has the effect of, must first be link summoned. Once per turn, if you have 3 or less spell cards in your graveyard, you can send a Sky Striker card from your deck to the graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one monster your opponent controls, special summon this card to your opponent's field, but shift control to the owner during the end phase of the next turn. And if you do, send that targeted monster to the graveyard. Then lastly, I play one copy of Sky Striker Ace Zero, one copy of Combined Maneuver Engaged Zero, and one copy of Surgical Striker Spectra. Let's see. Zero has the effect of, you can only special summon once per turn. Can't be used as link material. If this card is special summoned, you can add a Sky Striker spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And as a quick effect, you can tribute this card special summon one Ray and Rose from your deck and or graveyard. Then you can destroy one card on the field. You can only use each effect of Sky Striker Ace Zero once per turn and only once that turn. Then Combined Zero has the effect of, it's always treated as a Sky Striker Ace card. You can only special summon it once per turn. It cannot be used as link material. If this card is special summoned, you can target one monster on the field with 2,500 or more attack. Negate its effects till the end of this turn. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks while you have a Sky Striker Ace Ray and Rose in your graveyard, you can destroy all monsters your opponent controls. And then lastly is Surgical Striker Spectra. This card is always treated as a Sky Striker Ace card, must first be link summoned. It then loses 3,000 attack while you have no spell cards in your graveyard. It only has 3,000 attack. And then when your opponent activates a card or effect as Chain Link 2 or higher as a quick effect, you can banish 2 spell cards from your hand and or graveyard and negate that effect. Then you can destroy one card your opponent controls. And that is it for my Sky Striker deck profile. If you have any ideas of what I can do to improve the deck, any ideas for decks you'd like to see made in the future, or decks like to see face each other, feel free to comment down below. I always read the comments. Thanks for watching.